Hello and welcome back to the Quake Pro League, where we are ready to get underway with another exciting matchup. Game number 3, we get to see K1llsen on display, back on Safari.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure to watch some K1llsen. He's one of the top dogs in the biz here in Quake Champions and in the Quake Pro League. He has got a furious enemy, CNZ, who is up in the sort of relegation zone. But this guy's been playing some amazing Quake recently, and maybe he can give himself a fighting chance against him.
Maybe. Well, we'll start off with a man that's got his name on a belt. There's not many people that have their names on belt, but he's one of them.
Absolutely. Here's our boy K1llsen, running from Germany. This guy is a LAN winner. He's a QuakeCon champion. He is one of the old gods of Quake champions, known for his unbelievable rail, his nauseating aim style. Yeah, this guy is totally next level. And one of the most sort of optimal players I think you'll find anywhere.
Oh, yeah. I think one of the main things as well that still rings so true, right, is the fact that going into Luca, a lot of eyes on K1llsen. People expected a lot of damage to come out. It did not go his way. Now, we're so close to our next LAN. Our next time we're going to see him back in that environment where he's going to be duking it out to try and take another title. Do you think that's really going to motivate him? Is this where he should be amped up?
K1llsen's a big LAN player. He always has excellent preparation for these events. He always showcases some super strong skill, and it's been impressive that despite having been around for so long, his career is really starting to peak over like the last couple of years, like most recently, when he's got into the sort of twilight years of esports, you know, where people used to say, well, if you've gone 25 then it's GG, you know, uninstall. But he's up there. He's one of the most senior figures in Quake, sort of mid-30s at this point, and he is teaching all the new kids a lesson. Oh, he's got cat-like reflexes. He's like a Tox, but I think that his control play, his consistency is almost unrivaled.
Yeah, I think that's what gives him the edge, the decision-making of when to turn it on and when to turn it off and play defensive. However, his opponent in CNZ, what have you got up your sleeve for this bad boy?
Well, this guy from Estonia qualified in Luca by beating Sparty 3-1, I believe it was. This guy is a little newer on the professional block. He has a sort of a tame style. I almost relate it to sort of Chron levels. It's kind of tapered down a little bit. You won't see him being wildly aggressive. He takes inspiration a bit from the likes of Cooler and Base in terms of holding himself back, and the blink of an eye, he can go super aggressive and then take down a couple of kills and then just go back to this sort of normal, sort of timid showcase that he shows. But you expect this guy to be super strong on the timing, to be playing mind games with the items and yourself, and reaping successes from that.
That's why I think what's interesting about this series is that in reality, theory crafting wise, based on both of their play styles, this could actually be fairly equal footed. They actually do have, I'd say, quite a close style of Quake.
Yes, I think the main difference is probably mechanically. K1llsen is one of the most mechanically talented players that we've got in all of Quake. You can put names alongside that. CNZ is obviously very good. I wouldn't put him in the same domain as K1llsen.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. But he's got an incredibly smart style, which is what he really has to use to reap his successes. And I think that element of his gameplay, it mimics a bit what K1llsen. The thing is, K1llsen's just got more mechanical ability at his disposal when things do go right. So as soon as you do get your opponent low, K1llsen's a little more consistent at being able to finish the job, finish the frag, whereas CNZ maybe has to work a little bit harder on average to do that. But it's, you know, we're talking about these very tiny differences at this level of play where the styles really stand out.
There's little nuances, small differences, but the bigger differences will be made in the picks and bans. We do know what champions are going to be coming out tonight. Let's have a look as we decide who will be being played.
Well, we've got a Nyx ban straight away. We have got a Visor Galena happening. We've had one of these earlier on, actually. It's going to be over on Ruins. Athena is coming out on Blood Covenant. We're seeing Buckster playing quite a lot of Athena, actually, in the Challenger Finals on Blood Covenant, being very successful with that. And CNZ being a close friend. Maybe they're sharing tips, strats, techniques with one another. I think that could be really difficult for K1llsen to play against, particularly when it's also K1llsen's map pick. And CNZ's even going to bring out Anarchy on Corrupted Keep. This could go either really well or really badly for CNZ. I have no idea what to expect, if I'm honest.
No. I mean, it is an interesting one at this point. Anarchy has become quite a rare sight. I feel like we see maybe 1 or 2 if we're lucky well, let's say 1 each week if we're very lucky, right, at this point. For K1llsen, though, the BJ pick, see, what I find about K1llsen that's so interesting is compared to everyone else when he plays BJ, it's the fact that it always seems to be that akimbo is only ever used for control. It's how efficient he is at being able to lock down major items, lock down areas of the map, and completely deny rotations purely off of scaring people from when he uses it.
Yeah, the thing is, one of the really scary things for Anarchy is the super shotgun, and when BJ's got 2 of them, that's terrifying. BJ, I think, is one of the top picks on Corrupted Keep at the moment, and probably has been for quite a few months. I do worry about CNZ's chances with Anarchy. It is, again, going to be down to him really having to have control of the map. Not even just a bit more than K1llsen, but a lot more in order to just not get totally farmed.
Oh, yeah. If he can deny that and keep it close, it'll be a good affair. But we'll kick it off. We'll see how this one is going to go down as K1llsen will be taking on CNZ. We are locked and loaded, and K1llsen already looking to try and do a little bit of damage here.
Gonna go for the drop. Okay, that was super aggressive. He's still going to be able to get the kill from that. CNZ maybe expecting there to be a little more respect considering the Mega hadn't been taken yet, but not much respect shown. Good bits of nail gun though. Just keeping K1llsen's stack in check. CNZ would be nice to see if we have a presence on the heavy. He is going to. It's limited damage. He was just a second or 2 late to, I think, really get the most from it.
Getting those totems down to give him the protection he needs, but it's not going to work. K1llsen, more like Shelf, because he has been nailed.
Excellent news. Sorry, it threw me there a little bit. Back to business at the moment. Yeah, CNZ's going to be failing to get to items for a little bit. He has to spend so much time on the sort of annoying parts of the map trying to get little trickles of 25, so on and so forth. And there's a little hurty-verty.
I do like to see them.
Yeah, and CNZ will be back, well, with a deficit. What if CNZ just go to LG? He does need to get those weapons out. He has a chance to be able to defend on the heavy, but oh, the rail misses. He'd had a good bit of damage on K1llsen's way down, and he really wanted to hold on to that heavy armor because that changes the sort of game for him for the next minute or so quite well. But K1llsen shuts it right away.
K1llsen. He's all ears at the minute as well. He's just going to be playing with the timing, listening out for the audio cue of CNZ pushing up on him. Gets the Mega, and now starts to reposition. A near miss with a rail, but how's it going to go when they get up close and personal? The close quarter combat, they trade! Both of them going down at the same time.
Not going to be a CNZ right off the spawn. He's going to find K1llsen right away, who's just got the rail. He's not going to push, still respecting that K1llsen can hit some crazy rail shots all in a row. Oh, the nails of rail would kill him. He's got to dodge this shot, and he does so successfully. Somehow managed to escape with still a lot of overstack remaining. And a little bit of a swap around. CNZ can go over towards the heavy at the moment, but he will have to watch. If there's rockets there, there's nails. That's probably even worse thing at that range than rockets. There's a tremendous amount of damage with those 20s coming away for K1llsen. And 5-2 for the moment.
K1llsen's the one doing the DIY now. Getting aggressive as well as he's going to begin to try and chase with a lightning gun. He's also an electrician by night. Looks for the frag, but CNZ, he's still alive with such a sliver of HP.
But he's kind of just a walking dead man at the moment. Unless he can really fully stack up, K1llsen's going to be eyeing up that opportunity to secure another. And now that he's got stack, it's really likely he's going to get quite a clean kill. He's going to finish this comfortably. He doesn't really want to drop down because it puts him out of position for the Mega health. But never mind, he's decided that he does want to finish the job after all. Only takes him a second to get back because he was halfway there. And CNZ is getting in trouble. The totem doing a little bit too. CNZ's a second early for the heavy. He's kind of fighting fire with fire. That's bad, okay?
It is. It doesn't really do a good job of putting out the fire.
And at this point, it's starting to get too late to have a really defensive game to eke his way back into control. I still think that with 4 minutes in, he should just spend the next minute and a half, you know, get yourself 100-100, get the piercing sight and get a free rail shot in somewhere, and then challenge for a heavy, for instance.
Yeah, he does need to slow down the tempo and try and start the game again on his terms. Right now, he's just playing into the hands of K1llsen, and if you do that, it's never going to work out well. He's just going to claw his way straight through you, and that's basically what he's been doing. We're coming up to the 5-minute mark soon as well. There's such an inflated lead already for K1llsen, and he's hungry for more. CNZ's low. They're battling over the Mega, but it's still not up for another 2 seconds, and CNZ will fall once more.
Yeah, CNZ got there 10 seconds early. He was trying to hold post. His timing's off. This is something that you don't expect from CNZ. Normally, that's one of the sort of structural foundations of his gameplay, but he's playing really loosey-goosey with it, and you can see what it's allowing K1llsen to do to him. And he's done it 9 times as well.
There's probably still more left in the tank for K1llsen here. He doesn't slow down. He keeps it consistent for the most part. He's still got the high ground, listening out, debating if he knows where CNZ is at this point. Another free Mega will be claimed though, so he's going to be happy about how things have been developing. In reality, it's CNZ that needs to get into a comfortable spot, at least building up somewhat of a stack, but he's still not going to get any major items. The rotations are not going his way at all.
I mean, at this point, K1llsen just needs to not take a million risks. That was maybe a tiny bit risky. He goes back up the bounce pad. This is the chance for CNZ. K1llsen gives up quite an easy kill. I wouldn't have expected K1llsen to go out of control for some time otherwise. Oh, the little turnaround from K1llsen, avoiding the bulk of that damage, and a little freebie rail at the end. CNZ is just, yeah, bending over backwards for K1llsen in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, it's not good at all. I mean, it shows why K1llsen was happy to take the risk, right? He's straight back in, he's confident as ever, and he's landing just outrageous shots. Again, another heavy will be his for free. There's just nothing that CNZ can do to try and put pressure on.
I think they heard that teleporter. He is still quite early for this, but now he can just tickle the LG. Oop, tickle. And his timing is still perfect too.
Yeah, it's working out so well. K1llsen on parade right now. Lightning gun zaps his way through. CNZ has been fried. The pre-fire holds the angle. Oh, he was ready for it. He knew he was coming, but didn't land the shot.
I think the technical term, you know, for this is it's over. I think that's what the professionals say.
I believe so.
Yeah. I know CNZ gets the last kill, but his game strategy has been just too flimsy for someone as rigidly, consistently good as K1llsen. And I think K1llsen giving up that kill up the bounce pad before he's probably going to be even a little more careful. Never mind, he's this time at the top of the bounce pad. He sees a rocket in the chest. K1llsen actually needs to watch out at the moment, because if CNZ really screws his head on, he can make a comeback here, but it really relies on K1llsen making some mistakes for that to occur. And K1llsen hasn't been making many mistakes this game.
It's going to be so hard though. The fact is there's just such little time left. K1llsen is giving him opportunities here. He's willing to try and battle out. And he is low on stack, but he still gets away. The Mega isn't up for another 13 seconds, and the Heavy will be taken by CNZ. Ooh, K1llsen,
nice.
That was cheeky.
K1llsen's still so low as well. He's playing with fire himself. And he has got the Mega health to immediately go to. Does find an extra rail, and CNZ low at the top of the map. K1llsen gonna rush him down. Bob's your uncle. 13-5.
Really not much time left at all now. Heavy, back up. K1llsen, he'll find his way back onto his rightful throne as the king of Heavy, I suppose. The battle for the Mega. CNZ's just getting absolutely ruined right now by the... I was going to say the lightning gun, but it's the rail finisher. And Zoot, I think this one is done.
What was that rail? Okie dokie.
He's cheating.
The wall got in the way of him there.
Oh!
Didn't get in the way of them there.
Oh, get the camera.
We need one of those Kodak moments. Nails, carry him through the air. Oh, that was gorgeous. Meets him on the ground and says, see you later. K1llsen styling a little bit. When you're 10 frags or so ahead, you kind of feel at liberty to do whatever the hell you like with a minute to go.
Oh yeah, he's really quite flexing. Some of the shots that he's been landing have just been outrageously sick.
Look, you can see what I mean, though. I said earlier that K1llsen's aim can be a little bit nauseating sometimes. The way that he sort of almost like robotically moves his hand. It's not like his mouse sort of steadily moves, you know, the crosshair steadily moves from one angle to the other. It kind of like jolts.
He's
like
got a
sort
mean
of like
flick to him.
Yeah, it's like there's just singular frames. Okay, then suddenly his crosshairs are like in a 90 degrees to the right.
I am curious, actually, of what K1llsen senses, because it's so consistent on those standard shots where he needs to really make minute movements. It's very nice and stable. But when he has to go for quite a sporadic flick, he always seems to land it.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think it's that high, but what a lot of players use, especially the older gen, is there's a lot of Axel that gets used. But I also don't want to say that K1llsen does use Axel, so I genuinely don't know what his config is. But if Rafa, for instance, has had super high acceleration, it's really, really difficult to play with it. Whereas Tox, aside from his keybinds, he plays inverted. I think Cooler plays inverted too. And trying to do that, trying to play inverted when you spent years and years not, is just destroys your mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely mind.
Universe brain stuff.
Giga brain.
Well, we can see a little bit of how K1llsen melted CNZ here on Ruins. It was a pretty straightforward map from him. Honestly, from the first couple of minutes, you kind of felt that K1llsen's shape was just another level compared to CNZ. And as much as I had loads of good things to say about CNZ, he's not really demonstrated it for us here on Ruins. It's been the Germans' show.
It has been. K1llsen, you know, he came, he saw, he conquered, looking dominant, looking so confident in a lot of the shots he went for as well. Essentially just going for style points towards the end of this opening map. And it's worrying, right? As a foreshadow, it's scary that he's come in already this dominant right off the bat. It looks like it's just classic K1llsen on display.
Yeah, completely. We're going to move over to Blood Covenant next, where we are going to see an Athena. Athena can be an incredibly strong champion, but I'm worried that it's going to be made to look very similar. If K1llsen gets a good start, it's going to be Athena chasing the whole way. And for Athena to succeed, then you need to be outgunning K1llsen. You need to be out-controlling K1llsen. Out everything. You need to out-K1llsen.
And that's not an easy task.
No.
It's an incredibly hard margin to be able to overthrow this man. So well versed in essentially every aspect of Quake.
I mean, are we going to get those flicks at the end? That's what I've been...
Is that what you've been holding out for? Here it is.
Oh, there was a couple of tasty ones before, so... Yeah, I'll punish Oliver later.
Dastardly stuff, though. Just absolutely disgusting from K1llsen.
It has been. It's been horrific for CNZ, but he needs to pick himself up off the floor, attach the pieces back together again.
Like Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, and was it All the King's Men and
All the King's
like
Horses and All the King's Men?
Yeah.
Couldn't put him back together again?
No, well, I wanted the bit after that. But there's not really like a tale of sort of, you know, redemption, is it?
No, not really.
No.
It was more of a tale of an Eggman that fell off a wall.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Maybe.
We'll get there.
Can you put an egg back together? That's the question.
That would require some surgical precision. And surgical precision, which CNZ needs next map.
Ooh,
I did a Jackie there.
Nice. That was a good link.
Jackie.
I like that.
That's good.
I like that.
You can learn from me.
Thank you.
I'll teach you.
I will.
I'll do everything I can with my last show here today and make you, you know...
Taking some zoot for another day.
Oh, stop it. Yes, guys, we've got Blood Covenant. I've been talking about Athena. I think that we've got Ranger going up against that. Am I right? Am I looking at the right page even? Yes, I am looking on the right page. And it is Ranger. Okay, so Ranger's got some ability, but it's on a sort of much larger timer than Athena's is. Athena's got 3 hooks over 45 seconds to just fundamentals in case anyone for some reason didn't know. And if you do get a kill, or 2, you just use that really to escape. Your focus at that point is to have your full natural, which is 100 health, 75 armor, and then just leg it, really. And so then you watch the trials and tribulations of whoever's trying to come back to say, how are they going to chase this person? So K1llsen's job now is don't be out of the lead.
Let's see how it's going to go. We already kicked things off. We are straight into the high-flying action. Opening it up here with K1llsen on the Ranger. That Dire Orb's going to need to come in handy. Straight up, though, looking to really punish here. There's the Dire Orb initiation, but he couldn't find him. CNZ got behind and then just punished.
Yeah, that was an unusual end to the fight. K1llsen decided to commit to it, and, well, CNZ got the benefits. And this is a huge, huge kill for CNZ. If he can hold on to this, he's looking in amazing shape. He's got 2 hooks left at his disposal. He has got to be careful about the close angle, which he uses. He'll still close the distance, but his LG's not been too bad. Oh, the rocket! Unbelievable rocket there. CNZ wanting to be as fast as he can, but it was actually ended up being the wrong thing to do. You could not have known.
That was absolutely outrageous. Madness that he's essentially leaped himself into that oncoming rocket. K1llsen low once again, though. Wanted the Dire Orb to try and do something, but it wouldn't help him out at all. He's been punished, ripped to pieces by the rail. CNZ then going straight back in.
Whoa.
Oh no, the grapple hook has not saved him there.
Yeah, that was a bit of an intense accident. So the rocket follow-up is good. He's available at the moment, but the Mega comes straight after. I don't think even K1llsen has the rail anyway. 3-1. CNZ spiced things up a little bit since Ruins. He's a different player, it feels like.
It's a lot more aggressive across the board, though, from both of them. You can see K1llsen going for the brute force, just diving and hoping to get back into the game immediately. CNZ is landing so many shots. K1llsen's missing these. Finally starts to connect, brings him down to 4 HP, lucky to be alive, and he'll dive once again into his second rocket of the game.
CNZ needs to chill a little. Like, major items aren't essential for him. What's essential is survival, and he's available here. He has got 2 hooks left at least at the moment. But he's running right into him. CNZ, he's going leaps and bounds everywhere, but he's going into the danger zone. We've got a tied game, and we've got K1llsen who's about to be in unparalleled control.
You can see the graceful mobility as well from K1llsen. Lovely use there to get the heavy straight into the pickup on the rail. Now just scouting. He's got his ears perked up and he's listening out to try and find where CNZ is hiding.
CNZ has set up shop in the LG stairwell. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get seen anywhere. Heavy is the next port of call for K1llsen, just to make sure there's no shenanigans going on with the item stealing. And CNZ eventually gets over to Pillars to pick up a couple of resources, but he has got to watch out here. It's time to hook the hell out. He should still have another hook. He goes up to the top, but the lightning gun still finds him. I feel like we had such a good first 2 minutes from CNZ, and he's kind of tapered off. He's gotten a little bit scared. I mean, he should be scared, but it's paralyzed him with fear. There's the rail up the top of the bounce pad. Trying to force the spawn out, and it's going to work. There's a full delay, but K1llsen has full confidence of where CNZ's going to appear.
Yeah, see, this is when it starts to get worrying. Because K1llsen, he's getting on a roll, and when he builds up momentum, it's so hard to be a roadblock to stop this man from just crashing through you. We're 3 minutes and 40 in, but K1llsen, he is already looking absolutely fierce.
Yeah, and while Athena's out of control, you just want to farm those kills. They don't have much stack. CNZ's not been as impressive with the evasive maneuvers as I was hoping he would be. And he's taking damage and not able to deliver it in the same quantities. And being a light champion, you need to deliver it in bigger quantities. K1llsen gets himself a 7th. Still finds Zarel, hoping to see a repeat. He hears exactly where he is. And just as he goes down, he hears the hook noise. Oh, he's available. It's like, where's the heavy? He's got it. There's no trouble, K1llsen. Don't worry. And now you might have to worry. Ooh.
Big connection with the rocket. Finally, for once, though, CNZ will get the advantage and overthrows. Trying to go for the play off the spawn as well. Gets the tag with a rail, but he's not really getting too much more bang for his buck. Low on stack,
wow.
But so full of confidence. False confidence, though. Falls to K1llsen once more, and he is instantly back in the lead.
CNZ should have been able to mop that one up, but K1llsen goes down the staircase with his own confidence. And it was right to be that way. I still think K1llsen needs to be a little careful, though. He can't push the boundary too hard. He's got a good lead. It's not a safe lead by any means. And now that he hasn't got all the weapons, he's just approaching them up a little bit tentatively. That was a bit more aggressive. He's got the dire orb to get up close if he wants to, and that's what he's going to do.
This is working out beautifully for him. And also now it means he can roam a bit more. He can build up that arsenal. He's got the railgun back. He's got the rocket back in play. Everything he needs, all these tools of destruction. He'll soon have the heavy as well to give him a little bit more sustainability when he gets back into the fight. And fight they will. Should spot her out in a matter of seconds. Wide peek from CNZ there with the rail. Nice connection, but can K1llsen land one of his own?
Oh, the orb. The orb's thick. Got stuck a little bit. K1llsen's got to watch out there. He is available. CNZ is looking for a little flickeroo. What?
Oh.
No, I don't have anything for that one. Does he? He's got hooks. I don't know why he would rocket jump.
That's what I was thinking, because I was like, is it a rocket jump? But then, who knows? Unsolved mysteries.
Maybe he's upset at all the horrible things that K1llsen's doing to him. Oh, that was quite a nice finisher. Right off the spawn again. Didn't work out for him. I think CNZ's really delaying his spawns a ton. Timing was a bit off for K1llsen. His timing hasn't had to be perfect, though. I don't think he's had to go like 100% out to get this pretty convincing lead on CNZ. But it's nice to see that K1llsen's still, like, at the level he's showing, it's right, I just dispatch my enemies like that. No issue.
He does make it look so easy.
It seems effortless.
No, that's up later. The hug from CNZ straight into K1llsen.
Just wants to be friends. Like, that's sometimes a really good strategy in life, I think.
If in doubt, give him a hug.
Exactly. Well, if they don't hug you back, call the police.
Life tips from Z. There you go.
Because otherwise they're killing you, right? So it's pretty legit advice, I'd say.
I mean, yeah, if they got a rocket launcher in your face, probably.
Like, come on.
Ooh. A little bit of a love tap. Ooh, quite a few love taps, actually. He's getting quite feisty here. Both of them now trading blows. K1llsen, worse for wear, but luckily the timing will save him. Just as the Mega comes up, it will keep him in the game and give him a bit of a clutch as the rocket will blow CNZ to bits once more. He's almost down, and the rocket will rip him to pieces.
That couldn't have been more perfect off the spawn. Nice little 100 as well. That's the number you want to see when you hit that midi. Still peeking. He's railable, but he don't give a damn. We need to see a couple more flicks now. I think that's what we're missing. It's about at this time before that we got that. But it just gets the direct. CNZ's got nothing to work with. It's kind of the item play isn't really there for CNZ. His timing, like, it looked okay at the beginning of the map, but it felt like after minute 3 that he kind of lost that buzz. Quick flick, can't do it. The spam is out from the HMG, and that is going to lock down a 4th for CNZ, but it's too little, too late. No hug for you.
He lands the rail, but it's not really going to give him much to work with. K1llsen, so bloated when it comes to the kill tally, just miles ahead. He can afford to give away these major items because... not quite a rock climber, is he?
I think he knows he's there. So stop hiding from me. A little bit of vengeance. Minor amounts.
Yeah. Not enough to win the game, but enough to show there's still a little bit of fight left in him going into the third map.
I don't know what is the fight going to be like though in the third map, because it's been
You lose.
what's the kind of like marks that you get at school? You
Ah.
know, but not like ABC, but like the sort of satisfactory.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know. What? Well,
needs
let's
to
base
work
it
harder.
off like House of the Dead ranks. So it'd be like S tier, A tier.
This is a reference well beyond me.
Never play House of the Dead.
No.
Oh, did you not go to arcades?
Long time ago.
Yeah. It was
Long
They don't have it in
time ago.
arcades anymore, but they did years ago, like 2004.
How do you remember that stuff though?
Because I was sick at it. Yeah.
That's the fair
But
point.
yeah, S rank. That's
Yeah.
good.
It's been on. Did you ever used to hold those things, which is like you've got to hold on to this thing, it's going to vibrate you so hard that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sorry?
Like the arcade machine, which like just vibrates. It's like this handle. You just
Right.
hold it, and it like vibrates so intensely. Like,
What
it
arcade
rattles your.
did you go to?
I can't remember. A long time ago.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't.
No, it's
hold the
genuinely,
vibrating
it's
stick.
genuinely really difficult to do that.
What, did it
I'm
shake
sure
you off?
production's going to back me up on this at some point because it definitely existed.
We'll look it up. We'll do some research.
No, I think Jareth is saying yes.
All right.
Yeah, so it was a hard. Oh,
He said no. Yeah. God. Tea
God
plates,
damn it.
vertical biscuits, and vibrate-y sticks.
dude, it was seriously. It was a really difficult. It wasn't even a game. You just had to like. It was like in a challenge. It was one of those things.
I'm gonna make a Twitter called Things Zoot Says and just start adding.
I hope there's like at least a person. I just need one person backing me up. This thing existed. Okay. I must have been like. Not even a teenager when it was there. It was like in Surrey. You know, they got all the weird stuff
Back
there.
in the 60s.
Shut up. That's all right. You're taking it too far now. So basically, the moral of the story, guys, through all of what Jack and I have been saying, is that actually K1llsen just totally manhandled.
Oh yeah.
It seems that he completed the vibrating stick game, just destroyed it
With ease.
And that midi there was basically like the whole game summed up in a single frag.
Yeah.
Off the spawn, rail, direct rocket, sad face for CNZ.
He overthrew, he did everything. You can't stop him. As soon as he just gets any ounce of confidence in him, that's it, it's game over, right? It's just, I don't know, it's the K1llsen effect. He just seems like he is unbeatable sometimes.
Yeah, and CNZ's got another map to try and beat the unbeatable. Let's have a look what our stats say here. We've got Corrupted Keep, where we have got the Anarchy. So this could go, if it's in the same vein of what we had already, this could go really badly for CNZ. BJ can be super strong, and K1llsen's control game is insane.
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't let CNZ into the game, we could see 20 plus frags here.
K1llsen's BJ on a map like K1llsen Keep. I don't know, man. I'm worried, honestly.
Yeah, very much so. But, you know, CNZ has typically had some fairly good starts, so he needs to have that as well as possible. This might not go so well, though. This hurts.
Get psyched. First blood.
Yeah, that was painful. When we get the dualies out, it can be pretty difficult, but there's no problems at all for K1llsen.
You know what they say, Zoot.
I'm worried.
2 guns are better than 1.
That's better than I was expecting.
Well,
You're not wrong.
If he technically, yeah.
Seriously.
I've done the math.
Unless the game is to hold one gun.
Yeah, true. Ooh, he only needs 1 there though.
That's true. He did make it close, but major items are still some way off. But he's got a light to stack himself up a little bit. CNZ has used the injection. K1llsen's job there was to try and make that area as hard as possible for CNZ to leave. Fortunately for CNZ, he got out quite efficiently and has managed to get the heavy himself. So he is in a position where he can fight. He just needs to get the start off on K1llsen. And although he took the damage first, his super shotgun blasts were immense there.
That was nice. As long as CNZ can actually live up to Anarchy's name and really start to raise hell here, there is a chance for him. This would be the map to do it on, and it's a speedy champ to try and utilize that mobility. But only time will tell if it is going to go down that way. K1llsen, the 1 frag lead currently as we get close towards the 2-minute mark. Here comes our next battle between these two. Lovely connection with the mid-air. Is going to do a fair bit of damage, and CNZ has bailed out for the meantime. Looks to try and reinitiate Zoo.
I think there was an opportunity to follow there, but a little bit of respect given from CNZ. Just gotta hope he can keep up this this damage performance. There is a light that K1llsen really wants. Again, just marking his territory with the splishy, splashy rocket damage. Well, this is going to be a swap on the items, and it's wow, K1llsen was so fast there. His movement was absolutely immense. I didn't want to say that it's so important for CNZ to control the heavy as opposed to the mega, because he's always got that injection to top up his stack. But he was too late, and I think as he saw himself not getting the item, you could almost see like a demotivated look on his face.
Yeah, the mobility from K1llsen as well. Almost besting what we've seen coming out here from CNZ. That's a lovely little technique to utilize as well, and it's going to net him the frag. God, they call him the cheater for a reason, and he shows it. Light speed.
That was fast. That must have been what he did last time, because he was so quick. He can't just have been strafing.
Lovely little technique on that.
And it's 4-1. It's not really gone too wrong, though, for CNZ. His stack's not good, but fortunately for him, nor is K1llsen's. But CNZ not even in a position to be able to challenge for the heavy. So he's giving up items. K1llsen's got the dualies at hand when he needs it. And CNZ right now is doing something that's very dangerous for Anarchy. He's just running loops and not stopping. Eventually he does, otherwise he'd be walking right into the grip of K1llsen.
K1llsen, OG out. Tagging him up, but not going to overcommit, not going to fully dive into this. There's no reason to. Knows he has the advantage if he plays it smart rather than overly aggressive. Also means he nets himself another heavy pickup. All of the major items are essentially just being his. They're being given to him on a golden platter. Although, he's going to muddy the timing a little bit here with a mega.
Yeah, but that kind of benefits him, if anything, actually. It doesn't have to rush so hard from the heavy to the mega health, which can make his route a little bit predictable. So that little offset is only is an improvement for K1llsen. Well, CNZ's evasive maneuvers haven't been too bad now. He's stemmed the bleeding a little bit. Just how long can he keep this up for? Can he actually even push K1llsen out of control? That's really the big question.
The lightning gun connections are absolutely fabulous. Dives in with the shotgun as well, but he's not landing the blasts. Only gets ones off. Turns. Wanted to try and go for the face and see if he could slap CNZ with a rocket, but he's not going to get it off.
Really, really nice by CNZ. We're seeing a bit of life in this guy at last. We're getting towards the halfway mark, and we've actually got a game on our hands. Heavy's been taken. It's still a while till the mega health is up. Got dual will to watch out for. Damage has been very, very good, but again, you're just playing with fire when you're committing to a fight versus BJ. If it was against sort of someone not quite with the level of aim that K1llsen has, you're sure. But there's a bunch of players in the Quake Pro League from the EU CIS side that you just shouldn't do that against.
I mean, fair play to him. Like the timing with the injection, as soon as he heard that pop from K1llsen, instant. It gave him the, well, nearly the edge that he would have needed in that scenario, but it's just so hard to beat K1llsen, especially when he's doing things like this.
Was that direct? That was insane, that kill.
That was beautiful.
I love that little rocket off the ledge. Just working with the splash. It's not about directs. It's not just on the floor or anything. Splash comes from anywhere.
Who's going to have the drop on who? Who will be the predator or the prey in this scenario as they look to try and chase each other down? I think K1llsen is again going to be the predator as he'll rip his way through CNZ. Another time. That's a 7th frag found. You know what? He fancies an 8th.
K1llsen can be a master of spawn control on this map too. Like if you get into sort of bad sync or you force your spawns too soon, K1llsen is going to be all over that. There are some like VODs or Twitch clips somewhere about what K1llsen has done to people. Sort of stringing together, I'm not even joking, sort of 8 frags in a row. It's terrifying. K1llsen find another with the super shotgun. CNZ still had a relatively stacked BJ to go up against. But there's the mega health, and that energy and power is going to come together once again. And Heavy will be up next. If CNZ can't do any damage soon, he's in a lot of trouble.
K1llsen. Ooh, the micro adjustment there with the shotgun. Gonna steal the last breath from the lips of CNZ as he slumps him down once more. He's still on the hunt as well. He's hungry for this. CNZ reinitiates. He comes charging back in. Oh no!
You just see again why Super Shotgun is so deadly versus Anarchy. So little stack. You're frail. You're in a scary area. I'm actually the closest I've ever been to, and you know, I don't really rage when I'm playing. But the closest I've ever been to to sort of destroying a piece of hardware, which I've never done in my life, is when I've played as Anarchy and gone against Super Shotgun, because it's just wrecked me.
Especially if the man on the other side's K1llsen as well.
Have you ever broken any hardware from rage?
I have not broken
Video game based rage
from rage.
Okay,
I have melted a keyboard by accident though.
Was that wasn't rage based though?
No, no.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
that's good. That's healthy. Oh, nasty. 12-2 at the moment. I thought actually the scoreline could go even higher from K1llsen. CNZ has had moments that have shone out, but then again, it's just been all about agriculture for K1llsen. He's been farming CNZ up a bit this entire series,
plowing these fields.
Yeah.
There's just not much you can do. K1llsen, in reality, as soon as he just gets comfortable, that's it. It's already basically game over. And that's all that's been happening here. He's been able to take every fight that he wants. There's no way of slowing him down. You just cannot put a full stop against this man. CNZ taking himself out of the equation as well, as it now goes to a 14-1 scoreline, 13-1 still. K1llsen couldn't finish him off there, but he's straight back on the hunt, and it looks like your worst enemy's out to play. The Super Shotgun, no! It'll be the direct rocket.
You thought you were getting that mega health, but you weren't.
1 minute warning.
He writes the storylines here.
It's like a little magic trick.
It is. Like Joker style. Again, it's the Falcon on the prey. I mean, we surely need to make cheetah-based things. It's cheetah versus drill sergeant here.
Yeah. Well, the drill sergeant's been drilled.
Yeah. So to speak.
Dead now, of course. It's just not going well at all.
It's again. We're going to see the clips being remade from K1llsen soon if CNZ keeps this up.
Oh,
I feel like we haven't actually seen too much dual wielders. I know we have seen some. I feel like I've been starved of it a tiny bit.
It's just classic K1llsen where it's not really been overly used for the fights. It's more just been to spook him off or to maintain that presence. Oh, there's the presence as well. They do trade on each other as CNZ will go down one final time. CN dead, left lifeless on the ground. That will be the win for K1llsen as he will take the series.
And coming into the series, and coming to every series, I actually felt like all games could be close. I wasn't expecting this to be like that. So well played from K1llsen to tear CNZ apart like that. But I really think that CNZ also needed to step up a bit more. There's definitely more that he could do in there. To point out exactly where it should be is difficult, but where I would start from is just get that timing down, because CNZ is usually very strong with that, and it serves as an amazing anchor for him to create all of his other decisions. And it just felt like as soon as his timing wasn't on it, he didn't really know where he should be standing in comparison to K1llsen.
Absolute madness. Just a true display of skill from K1llsen. I do love that little technique as well. Beautiful display of movement and a mechanical understanding to launch himself across. The fact he gets an extra frag from it every time as well. Just the resistance on the end.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. And K1llsen is usually quite known for being very mobile around this map. I remember seeing him play Ranger a lot, and he'd always be using this sort of dire orbs to control both the major items within sort of a second or two of each other. Off the spawn, he'd often be orbing across the map. And he's like, well, I don't have the orb, but I've got a rocket launcher, and there's a lot of things you can do with a rocket launcher. to your opponents and to yourself with the jumps. So
keep that in mind, CNZ.
Yes. Well, CNZ didn't really have an option to do a whole lot. I don't really... There's maybe like one instance where CNZ really had full control, and that was early on in the game. But you can see how hard it is to play as Anarchy. If you're not getting in control, it's a hard time for you.
Yeah. Clear cut. Proving your point as well with the fact that you can see just how many of these frags were backed up with the super shotgun coming out. So easy to tear through him. Anarchy, just no real resistance to it. He just doesn't have the sustainability, and K1llsen was fully aware of that.
Yeah. And he'll thank him later for the 16 points, because that always comes in useful when you're chasing up the top end of the leaderboard, getting yourself in the top 4, which we don't know if that actually has an impact on what happens in Katowice, but it did in Italy, and you might as well charge up for it.
Shoot for the stars, right?
Exactly. So shoot for Rafa, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Because I think going into this, we saw, was K1llsen in 4th position or 3rd?
I don't know. Actually,
Okay.
I don't remember. I think he was 3rd.
I think so, because that 16 points will actually be, that's going to be pretty monumental. I'm not sure if that will actually give him enough. Obviously,
it won't be enough to catch up with him, but
Yeah.
it will bridge the gap a little bit. He might even be ahead of DeHang at this point, but we will definitely have the points later on in the show that we can review all of that, and they might even be on Wikipedia already, actually.
Yeah, that's also going to be an interesting one, depending on who's got their bye week on week 10.
Yes, exactly. So if Rafa's having his today, he's going to be able to extend his points later on.
Yeah.
Definitely to be reviewed on the calendar, though, for the others.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is that series closed down as K1llsen comes out on top. Of course, though, there is still more to come today, as we'll be getting back in with Waz taking on Psyche as our next game of the night. However, before we get into that, we do have an interview from Psyche himself. We're going to throw on over to that so you can see the words of wisdom from the main man.
Welcome everybody to Quake Pro League. My name is Freya, and today I am sat down with Psyche ahead of his match this weekend. Now, there are currently 3 Americas players in the top 10, with yourself sitting at 9th. Was this the kind of goal you were expecting coming into QPL?
The goal is always to be first, but yeah, like being close to Rafa and DeHang, being up there top 4, hopefully, but most likely top 8, top 7. That's the goal, yeah.
So last stage, you finished top 8 in Italy. Do you feel that you can improve upon this result? And have you set yourself any goals coming into this event?
Oh yeah, completely. Like, I've always seek to get better, and playing against Rafa always helps me get better. And I know that I could definitely make top 8 again and get top 4. That's the goal, like to reach top 4, and then after that to obviously win.
Well, you mentioned Rafa, interestingly, there. Are there any players that you kind of want to be avoiding in the bracket?
Actually, yeah, Rafa. Rafa for sure. He's the only player who won't let me play my game ever.
Are there any other players that you're kind of excited to be facing as well?
I always love playing against Van Gur. He's definitely a fun player. And someone I want to have a rematch is definitely K1llsen. He's definitely tough as well.
So can you explain your practice regime for the QPL matches?
Well, I wouldn't call it practice, but I try to play a few games before I get into the QPL match. You know, somewhere maybe 1 or 2 sets with Rafa, and then anyone else I can get that's close enough to the playstyle I'm playing against. And that way, like, I usually do VOD review, if anything. Watch how they play, and then watch how I play, and hope for the best usually.
That's really interesting. Is there anything you kind of target specifically, or you've noticed yourself targeting?
It depends for me, because I go through different stages of when I play. I'm not always fully doing my best, I guess the best way to put it. So I have to see what my weaknesses are and what they're doing really well that week, so I avoid taking certain fights or doing certain pushes I'm not very comfortable with, unless I watch over and see what I'm doing wrong.
Now this week you're going to be facing up against Waz. Is this a match you're looking forward to, or one you kind of rather avoid?
Oh no, I definitely look forward to playing Waz always. He's been a good friend of mine for a long time, and it's always fun to just butt heads with him a little bit and always test him and test myself against him. And it's always just been fun ever since I think 2014. Yeah, played against each other at the QuakeCon finals. It was a really good time.
Is there anything you've been specifically preparing coming into this matchup? As you kind of said, you've got a lot of history with this player.
Yeah, I always like to watch him a bit if he streams, and I always have to watch out for his movement. So I see like if he has any little tricks I need to watch out for coming into the games on certain maps, and I'll always watch out for that and like just prepare for certain angles. I know he loves to peek every single time, so just watching out for that.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, and good luck for your matchup this weekend.